What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. What's going on? I got little voice left, but I'll get you best I can. You saw yesterday, as we talked about on Tuesday, a lot was going to be on the Federal Reserve. They did cut rates, and of course, the markets melted down. Interesting action today. I think that you're looking at a selling opportunity. Now we're in this interesting time right now. You've got triple witching expiration tomorrow. You got two holidays coming up, New Year's and Christmas back to back. So it's probably going to be pretty quiet. But if I were looking, I certainly would be looking to sell rallies right now. So from before, we were just looking for overbought and oversold. Now I'd be looking for levels to sell in these market. From a day trading standpoint, you can see there has not been much to do. It's been kind of quiet. But again, I think you might see some more action. We've already seen the NASDAQ get hammered from its highs. You've got the Russell now negative. The Dow was up 500. It's now up 120. And the S&P was up 70, and now it's up 17. So I think you're seeing a lot of these things that I'm talking about that we're going to start to see some potential meltdowns. But again, you look at the S&P or look at the SPY for now, I'm here. You are a little bit oversold. So wouldn't be surprised, which is why I say to you now, look for rallies to sell, not to be a buyer early. Look for an opportunity to sell this as it rallies back, because I think that's the trend we're going to start to see now. You had what we call on a daily yesterday was an opportunity. So if you were trading last night, okay, you might have been looked to be a buyer, which is fine. You did get the rally that you were looking for. Now you would look to be a seller of this rally. When it peaks up somewhere, let's say S&P, if it rallies another $50, you would look to be a potential seller. And I think it goes for a lot of the stocks we follow every day as well. If you look at Apple, Apple still was overbought. We talked about it Tuesday, and sold some. Again, perfect, coming down nicely. Amazon, we didn't have anything. It did get hit hard like the rest. I think if you look at the semiconductors, they're in a lot of trouble. I think that, again, not that the world is coming to an end. I don't want everybody to think that I'm predicting doom and gloom, but we had a 35% rally in the NASDAQ. You were going to expect some pretty hard selling, and now we're starting to see some trouble in the semiconductors, which could be the start. Okay, I think the housing market is starting to have trouble, which could continue. And as we look at our stocks, we can see coin got clobbered. Now, again, coin would be one that you might look for a bounce if you wanted to trade to the long side. Me, I'd be looking to sell it. I'd be looking for a rally to sell into. I think that Bitcoin, which has a lot to do with coin, is very much overbought. Okay, and not, again, I like Bitcoin. I'm a fan. But from a trader standpoint, okay, I wanted to sell it the other day, as we talked about. And I think that now it still has room to go on the downside. I'm not getting rid of any of my investment in Bitcoin. All we're talking about here is traders, not as investors. Okay. Crowd didn't do much of anything. So Crowd from the other day when it was over, we sold it, yes, on Tuesday. Okay. Look what happened. So you're going to make your money here if you did anything. And if you didn't do it, that's okay too. Remember, there's always a trade out there. If you want to do the work, you can find trades to make. But again, here we are, kind of mid-range. So if you're not in now, there's nothing really to do here. Meta, okay, we talked about this. There was nothing to do here the other day. Still nothing to do. Google, look at that. We talked about this on Tuesday when it was at 199, and it came down to 180 something. Now it's 190. So again, those are opportunities. You get very much overbought or very oversold. Those are opportunities for you to make money on. Let's just take a look to make sure if anything's going on here. If we're missing anything, I don't see anything. Do you see anything? I see just a slow market kind of working its way lower. That's kind of what I see right here. Okay, so I'll just go back and we'll look at these levels here. IWM, India Whiskey Michael. Again, here's one that you can either look to buy, which is certainly a reasonable opportunity, or you can wait for a rally to sell it. Now, the thing I have here is we have to wait for is the holidays and all this other stuff that's going on. There's a lot of things in the market the next week or 2 weeks that could have some adverse effect, not on which way the market moves, but just on action. And with the lack of price actions, I'm always more conservative when there's less price action. Okay. Microsoft, which we sold the other day, not you guys, I sold the other day. It was up there. But again, I think that, again, you're in mid-range. There's really nothing to do. And why should I find something that is when there really isn't anything? MSTR, this is one you could look at. Now, this one, you got to have a lot of guts this is a wild trading thing. I mean, its daily range is 20 or 30 bucks. Okay. But again, it is at support. It is oversold. And certainly this, based on its pattern, I would look to be a buyer. Okay. Nugget getting hammered. Okay. We bought this the other day. Didn't work out. Okay. Again, not every trade we're making is going to work out. But as long as we're on the right side of probability all the time, we have a much better chance. There's some flashing lights in my right eye. Let's see if there's anything creative for us to do. No, not really. Okay, let's go back here. NVIDIA, which we did buy the other day. And again, it is popping up a little bit, which is perfect. The Qs, which we sold the other day, right? And we can sell them every day. And now you're back at a point where they're not really tradable. And that's something that you got to remember. Excuse me. SMCI, getting to that point where we'd like to get in, but not yet. Square, right there. Okay. Square is one you might want to look at to be a buyer. Now, again, you have to make a decision if you want to trade both sides of the market, like look to be a buyer or a put seller now, and then look to be a reverse that when it rallies to where you want. And that is a decision that you have to make as a trader on your own. Okay. There's no absolute, this is the only way to do it. The way to do it is what you're comfortable with. Okay. Not everybody's comfortable with like taking a position here and then knowing that they have a reversal point. They're going to not only take off their position, but reverse it and go the other direction. So that's something that you have to decide as a trader. Okay. And what kind of trader are you? The SPY, Sierra Papa Yankee, okay, never got to where we wanted to sell it. We talked about it, but never got there. Tesla definitely did. And look what happened with Tesla. Again, if you watch this over and over again, we know that not every trade is going to win. We already know that. But we also know is that if we're taking the probability and the high side of probability, that we're going to have a much better opportunity to win. Okay. And that's all we're trying to do is put ourselves in the best position. Okay. Win looks like a buy. Okay. So again, I'd be looking at this. Now, I'm not looking to do a lot now because I got so many open positions right now, and the triple witching aspiration coming up tomorrow. I got to be prepared for that. So I'm not looking to add a hell of a lot in Zoom. Okay. Just hanging in the middle. So really, even with yesterday's clobbering, and again, it really wasn't that big, right? It was only 3.5% in the NASDAQ, which was the biggest one. But I mean, 3.5% is a big move. But if you had $100 stock that went down $3, would you have a heart attack? Probably not. So I think the key here is to practice, look for your opportunities, okay, and continue to watch and learn how to read the chart, and learn how to watch and read the chart on the time frame that you want to trade off. Okay, again, it doesn't matter. There's no magic time frame. Okay, when I'm day trading, I use 4 minutes. If you use witness, I can use any time frame. It doesn't matter. The longer the time frame, the more risk that I'm willing to take. Okay. But right now, as I'm watching these, there's no action in the day trading view because there's no buy. Okay. There's nothing really for me to do here. So as I look again, so I go back and look at here and look at the wider picture, okay, on a daily chart. So if I look at the S&P, well, I'd like to be a seller, as I said, at about 6,000 or so. Okay. We got back up there again. It got to 6,005 today. I would love to sell a test of that high. The Dow looks like it could go down again for the 12th day in a row. This is probably an opportunity to buy. And next week or the week after, because next week is going to be, then after the first of the year, I'm going to teach you some new trades combining futures and options together. Okay. But we'll get to that later. But right now there isn't much to do and I don't have much of a voice. So Luis, I'm going to have to cut this out because I'm running out of steam here. So have a great holiday, everybody. I will see you Tuesday morning. Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.